Good morning, humanity. Guess what time it is? It is 10 a.m. Tucson, and it's February 10th, 2020, and it's a favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
And hi, Bev.
Oh, good morning, Paul. How are
I
you?
am just wonderful, and you?
I'm just the same. Wonderful.
All right, we love that part of the show, folks. Talking to each other via the ozone, Ethernet, vibrational, energetic, since we can't sit in the same room yet. But we're here with you too over the airwaves, and we have a great show today. We're going to talk about, oops, it says intent there. That is not the name of the show. The show is going to be Is BioTouch an Act of Altruism? Yes.
That's a good
So
question.
I know, because we just read an article, and I'm going to change this while you sort of read a little something there. But we did a research project. We didn't. We read a research project. Came across over the internet, and it said the title of it was "Researchers Prove Altruism Begins in Infancy."
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't
That's
that?
that's cool.
I know. So while everybody's watching here, I'm going to sort of change this. What's the thing? Is BioTouch an act of
Truism.
altruism? There we go. All right, folks, we've got it there for you now. Is BioTouch an act of altruism? So, what we'd like to do to start this off is read from our manual because when we talk about altruism being in infancy, right in our preface, we're going to start with that. And Bev's going to read that to you. If you haven't gotten our manual yet, there's our manual right there. You can get that online, justtouch.com. And here's the preface to that.
And here's what it says: with a simple intent to help one's fellow human beings and proper instruction, assistance may be initiated by any individual. No special talent is required to be effective. Everyone, because of their inherent love and compassion for those who are suffering, can perform these methods without limitation. Well, there you go. Altruism is all of that.
Right. Because it's not something you got to go get. I mean,
No, it's something that's already there, and I'll just say this because I can be weird, but when the whole realm of humanity right now, we're shifting. Our language is changing, our thinking is changing, and we're heading into a cycle of expansive brotherhood. We're talking about the oneness of humanity and the oneness of life on this planet. There's a conversation going on, and when you first showed me this article, my first thought was, well, here we go. People don't go around talking about altruism. That's a word that's not really being put out there. However, it is one of the key words for this new concept, this new age of brotherhood that is upon us. And so here we are coming back, being present in this altruistic characteristic that is has already been there within us. It's now coming out of us. And I find this so interesting that medical science and the scientific community is beginning to probe into these types of things that have always been within us. And altruism is one of those things. It's love and compassion. And
right.
Paul, what's the definition of altruism?
Yeah, we looked it up, and it says the concern for the well being or happiness of another. And, uh,
Well,
and that's it's funny. That's what we call an associate. Let's read that from the manual here. When we teach in our class, and you read the manual, we don't necessarily in the book talk about practitioners. we call the person who's performing the technique associate. And here's two reasons why we do that.
One, one often in the company with another, implying intimacy or equality. And two, one having an interest in common with another.
Altruism.
Well, the other thing that I really noted about the definition of altruism is concern and or happiness for another human being. Equality is one of those altruistic tendencies for all of us. But what are we always saying? Our birthright is to be healthy, happy, and loved.
Right. And so, and that's why we do BioTouch, because it's not something we have to philosophize about. You don't have to meditate on it. You don't have to go get it. It's not something that you bring down from on high. It's about waking up to our self awareness and recognizing what we already are. And with BioTouch, we really have the sense that just by putting the technique into application with another human being, this is not about touching ourselves and doing the technique on ourselves. It's about reaching out and touching another human being on the skin, that we feel people can come to that awareness that those altruistic tendencies, that which we are, and call it love and happiness, is already innate in us. And BioTouch allows us to live in that without the having to do something, except practice the points. You don't have to center yourself. You don't have to like the person you're working on. It sort of brings us to that. Even if I have all these judgments, what I like about BioTouch is the judgments don't matter. They're so irrelevant to our life. We think they're
Right.
important.
Right.
I had a friend once who used to say, "Just say I forgive you." And I asked him once. I said, "Well, what happens if I don't really believe that?" He says, and that I don't think it's true. He says, "What makes you think that your judgments are true?"
True.
So,
Yeah.
BioTouch just lets us put into application an act of love by wanting to help another human being who's suffering. That's
Right.
it. That we don't
So
have,
when we practice BioTouch, we practice altruism.
right?
Basically, is what we're doing.
And we address the body, and you talked about that too, because that is, I'm always inspired by what the Dalai Lama said. He says, if you want to understand the oneness of humanity, look at bodies.
That's what we have in common. That's our
That's
commonality, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
it's funny because when you look at a baby, they don't have all that thought process or the judgments. They haven't been trained yet to have likes and dislikes, which is what
Right.
this research project showed. And when the Dalai Lama says, "Look at a body," when you look at that and that commonality between all human beings on the planet, once you leave that body, nobody agrees to anything. How did
Right.
we get here? What are we supposed to do while we're here? What are we going to do when we die? We fight wars over those a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I'm excited about the practice of BioTouch in honoring another human being um, in where they are in their suffering. Jenny and I were just talking today about the pain, feeling the pain of people suffering. And
Oh,
you just sort of want to go and help it. It reminds me when I was 5 years old and I wished that everybody could be happy and healthy. Now I sort of see that was in me. I sort of felt guilty I wasn't asking for a bicycle.
right. No,
But
it was already there.
yeah, I mean, so that is who we are, that desire to want to help another human being.
Oh yeah, that's what we're all trying to get back to. That awareness of our oneness. It's and again, I just find it so wonderful that many of the scientific and medical fields are beginning to question and to look beyond those traditional boundaries that they have been given for many, many, many years. that no longer, they're starting to adapt to the innate sense of what it is to be a human being, those experiences of being in the body, and then all those other parts of ourselves. And that's what we keep holding about BioTouch. If you just touch with BioTouch, this is why we don't have to worry about suggesting anything, you do this and do that, because we know that once that touch is recognized by the body, which is innate in the body, all those other parts of ourselves will start unfolding, reacting to that simple touch. It's powerful.
Yeah,
It
it's
begins
it's
that
so
whole process.
right.
Yeah.
It's so powerful and yet so simple.
Yeah.
I think that's almost one of the things that becomes difficult for people to accept in doing BioTouch is the simplicity of it.
We've
We,
seen that so many times,
yeah,
haven't
I mean,
we?
it's like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You create such a complicated mind and trying to figure everything out and what's the reasons why it works, which is why when you do this with children, they don't care what the name is. They don't care how it's done. And they'll look at you, they'll see you do the points, and boom, they've got it.
I
There's
know.
there's no having to figure it out. I mean, the only reason we even have a name is because we think we have to call it something in order to sell it, in order to get people to do it. So we call it BioTouch, BioTouch Healing. But whatever it is, folks, it's something you can do, and you can do it now. It's not about a long, drawn out process. It's about going online, justtouch.com. There's a little box over on the right. You can download the first 10 pages for free. And that'll give you the whole definition of what we just talked about. It gives you the preface, it gives you our definition of an associate, and it actually teaches you the greeting. If all you did was that greeting on another human being and allowed them to do it on you, which would take how long?
I think 30 seconds.
30 seconds out of our day, healing would happen. We would be standing in our altruistic uh, essence, we can call it. That is at least 30 seconds out of our day where we're accepting another human being and allowing them to love us too. And in that, we could create a revolution that would go on indefinitely.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that old CIA agent in our very first class who said that he'd been involved in a lot of revolutions, but he'd never seen one as powerful as what was happening in that little town in Mancos, Colorado. And he said, because this revolution is based on love.
It is.
And that was 30 years ago, and that's really the only reason I do it. The fact that bodies get better, that's sort of the icing on the cake. Those are
Yeah.
amazing stories.
Right.
But the ability to give this to other human beings and know that they can help another human being, that is
Yeah. That's a gift.
inspirational. Yeah, a gift.
Yep.
And so our job is just to give you back your gift so that you can open it and pass it on. Pass on. This is a gift that, what is it? Play it forward.
Yeah.
We're giving it to you, and you can give it away. So we always want to teach a little bit to all of you. So we are going to teach the SINUS, since this is the nice uh, virus time, and we're hearing all kinds of news about viruses all over the world. And so if you're getting all stuffed up, this is something that you can do to help unclog yourself.
The sinus set may be used to address any conditions affecting the sinuses. To begin step 1, first locate hold point X by following the bone right behind the ear down to its tip at the bottom of the skull and sliding the fingers back slightly. X is the flat area just behind the tip of the bone at the base of the skull. Step 1 is performed in crossfire, so hold at X on one side of the head and touch points 1 through 3 on the opposite side of the head. Point 1 is just above the eyebrow where the brow and nose meet. Point 2 is the most prominent point of the cheekbone below the outside corner of the eye. Point 3 is below the inside corner of the eye where the nose and the cheek meet. Now find hold point X on the other side of the head, and again in crossfire touch point 1, just above the eyebrow where the brow and nose meet. Point 2, the most prominent point of the cheekbone below the outside corner of the eye. And point 3, just below the inside corner of the eye where the nose and cheek meet. Step 2. In matching fire, touch points 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, and X and X.
So again, folks, that is how simple it is to do BioTouch. It can be done anywhere. It doesn't have to be a private, special space. You don't have to have whale music and tingling cymbals or incense burning. It can be done in front of the TV. It can be done at the supermarket. It can be done in the bar. It can be done at a holiday party. It doesn't matter. You just take those two fingers and reach out and do it. You know, it's incredibly simple.
Yeah, this is part of the magic of BioTouch. This is why it's intended and innate in every single one of us, because it's for every single person just living their daily lives.
Right. So, is BioTouch an act of altruism? You bet it is. They are found, they found that babies have an innate in them, and what we're finding is, since I'm a big baby, it's innate in me. I don't gotta go get it. Not as big a baby as maybe other people I know, but we won't go into that right now.
That's another show.
So, how can you learn it? We have classes going on. In fact, next month in Tucson, we have evening classes happening. It's going to be 3 Thursdays in a row. If you're interested in that, go online, register at justtouch.com. We also have the 4th Thursday of the month. Our big health condition workshop this month is bronchitis and pneumonia. Very opportune with all these viruses going around, right? Because what they're finding is that you don't really die or get really sick from the virus. What you get sick from is when that virus breaks your immune system down, and now it lodges in your lungs. So bronchitis and pneumonia, we have a speaker, Dr. Willingmeyer. She actually works at the VA hospital here in Tucson. So we are excited. 40 years she's been a medical doctor, and we are really excited about that presentation. And I'm sure you'll be right with us, Bev, because we're doing it live stream.
On our live streaming Facebook page, yes.
So you can all join us too. You know, it's the 4th Thursday of the month, and we'll also have it posted so you can watch it afterwards. You can also go to our website and pull down all the different health conditions that we've done in the past and watch all the past shows and learn how to do it. It's just real simple and altruistic.
Altruistic.
Altruistic. So, Bev, we did it again.
We did it again, Paul.
We did another show for all of you out there, and we are excited about spending Monday mornings with you. So I guess until next week, hey, have a great week, everybody.
Yes. Enjoy.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.